What's on, guys? I'm Kid and welcome to the first episode of Bulletin. In this video series I want to give you a weekly, hopefully weekly, roundup about everything that's going on off the Rift that just happens around Summoner's Rift, the battleground, and has to do with Riot's game whatsoever. So that you don't really need to read through daily mile-long posts about uninteresting stuff, so you can just come here every week and I will give you a TLDR version of everything that happened this week. But without any more chit-chat, just start on with the first news, and that's that Riot shut down the chat system. Or at least the public chat rooms. You probably won't have noticed because, let's be honest, who really uses public chat rooms? Because they thought, okay, hey, they were mainly used for spam and advertisement, for kind of elo boosting or account selling things, and this creates a negative atmosphere. This creates just an unhealthy feeling for new players especially. That's why they just shut them down, and they want to bring them back with a more friendly social atmosphere and with more moderating tools, so that it can be just a nice social group where you can meet up players to play with. But for the meantime, just use private chat rooms and use the normal private chat message system and everything will be fine. The second big news is that a new Matchhistory is live on NA, EUNE and EU West. Just check the link in the description and click through, click your server and click on the link and you will have your champion Matchhistory. The big thing about Riot's official Matchhistory now is that you can go back and look at all matches back to the May 1st. Because that's a downside of, like, for example, LolKing, OP.gg, is that you only can look at like the past 10 or 20 games, but with Riot's Matchhistory you can look at all games back to May 1st, and from now on every game. And you have really in-depth statistics, not only items but also money, kills, stuff like this. And you can also share games as well. That's something I noticed on the PBE. Normally you would have in the end screen a home and play again button. Now you also have home, play again, and the share button, which will take you to a URL. You can just copy and paste, send to a friend and say, hey, look what a cool game I just played, look at it, look at the stats, whatever, just take it. One thing you should notice about the Matchhistory is that in normal games you can only see the summoner names of people you're friends with. So if you're playing against a team without any of your friends in it, then you probably won't see any summoner names, because Riot just wants to keep up the privacy a little bit, you know, for normal games. Because ranked games, of course, are competitive, so they're public. Then we come to the visual updates and overhauls, everything that was spread out for this category, and Riot Iron Styles just threw out two important things, and was that Akali, for example, he said could use a visual update because she has some flaws here and there, but isn't really on the line because there are other champions that could use them so much better. And he thinks that Ezreal could really use some love to just make him a little bit of more manly, I think. And I really like that, because Akali, I don't ever want to see her lie. I just want her to die in the corner she's in, and nah, don't like. So, and Riot Meddler said that Urgot is getting a texture upgrade along with a whole gameplay rework, but since a big gameplay rework will take a long time for balancing out and stuff, he will hopefully in the next patches just throw out some little gameplay changes, so he sees a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And some changes he proposed were that his basic attacks are a little bit faster now, his low cooldown missiles are now more responsive, and restore the half of the mana cost if they kill a unit, so he can last hit easier with them, because he has such a short auto attack range. And his ultimate's cooldown will get reduced in the late game, so he gets a little bit more power as the game goes on. But that's basically all of the important changes. And we have a new skin discussion this week, because Riot said that there are many cool skin concepts currently in the headquarters of Riot, and also for Kha'Zix, and he's just finished his statement with the sentence, "We will all see when they announce it." And this just was the spark that let the discussion begin if Kha'Zix is the possible champion for the 2014 Ultimate skin, because there's only 5 months left in 2014 and we still haven't seen an Ultimate skin yet, so maybe Kha'Zix? Do you think Kha'Zix is worth still receiving an Ultimate skin, or just Riot nerfing him to death has basically demolished all his chances. Which champion would you like to get an ultimate skin? Just let me know in the comment section and we'll have a discussion about that. Now we come to the second part of this Baron Bulletin, and that's the PBE. Just overlook about everything that happened this week. Just a TLDR down and let's go. So the first big thing that happened on the PBE was Sona's rework. If you're a Sona main, Sona lover, just grab yourself a PBE account somehow and go there and play as much as you can and give right as much feedback as you can, because that's why they push it out so early. It's early work in progress, but they changed kind of a lot about how she really works. And so go out there, play her, and get a feel of the new Sona, because her auras are now smaller and more visible, and also the different spells changed. So her heal now gives a short duration shield as well, and her cooldowns were just tuned up to give a little bit of more of counterplay, as well as her heal now scales with missing health, which just lines her in with Soraka, so she can compete with the Soraka heals in bot lane a little bit more. And yeah. Then on the PB we have two new skins. We have Mecha Aatrox for 1350 RP and Mecha Malphite as well for 1350 RP. Going along with the Mecha Ward skin that was just released this week. Both have cool new models, cool new textures, with a lot of animations and stuff, so for all Mecha fans out there, really worth it. Also, Headhunter Caitlyn made a return with her new texture upgrade, and maybe we'll see how long her skin will be on the PB, and if she will top maybe the Renekton skin. I don't know. We have two big item updates, or one big and one smaller item update. That's a Muramana PB update. Now you can activate Muramana to actually sacrifice a portion of your mana pool and gain a stack on Muramana. You can stack it up to 3 times, and with every stack you gain more bonus attack damage and bonus attack speed for 9 seconds, and then it will decay down. So, and as well, auto attacks and single target spells which deal physical damage apply true damage. So I think it will be a neat pick on, for example, burst champions like Chase, who can use this bonus attack damage and bonus attack speed for heavily all-ins, and other champions. Also, Bloodthirster is given a little bit of a buff. It now has a longer shield and gives a unique passive of 10% bonus AD, which just tries to bring it back into line with other ADC items at the moment, because many AD carry mains state that Bloodthirster isn't really worth rushing or buying even anymore, so you should just change the Blade of the Rune King, that you benefit way more out of it, and that just tries to bring it back. And the two last things, one smaller and one big news, are the two new game modes. We'll start with the less interesting one. That's the new co-op versus AI category called Intro Bots. It's basically like a tutorial with 4 other people, so you can play against bots and have more of a visual feedback, more of visual tutorials on the screen, how to level up skills, how to buy items, etc. Just for everyone out there still learning the game. Check it out. And we have a new featured game mode called Doombots. I bet you already heard of it. I bet you already saw videos and streams and stuff on Reddit or on your favorite LoL YouTuber. But if you haven't, here's a short description of what it is. 15 champs got buffed. 15 champs got doomed. They have incredible buffed and mutated spells. Just to give you an example, use a 360 Lux ultimate. And that's just how all abilities just went incredibly crazy, and they have just enormous, absurd passives. For example, you could meet up a Ziggs with an Evelynn passive, or you could meet up an Amumu with the passive of Swain's ultimate in addition to Pantheon's passive. Like, really crazy matchups you can really get there, and it's a lot of fun to play. There are 3 difficulties: 1 bomb, 2 bombs, and 5 bombs. They get harder and harder with every mode, and yeah, I think it will be a lot of fun and also very difficult to beat them in a real team fight. So definitely stay tuned for this on the live servers. And for the last category, we just have a look over the 4.12 forecast for the next patch, and just really fast, they want to buff Ari back, but have to be careful because they don't want her to be like the dominant pick in the next World Championship again. They want to bring back Alistair as a support. Both buffs are already on the PB right now. Who thought it would be again? Kassadin, of course, is on the list. They want to try to balance him around again. One proposed change at the moment is that his ultimate will get a high, about 10-second cooldown, and with every enemy or minion it hits, it now gets reduced by a lot. So that he has weaknesses by escaping, but it's less risky or more rewarding to use it aggressively. And again, they want to give Lucian a weakness. They're still trying to figure out how they can give him any kind of downside. And last but not least, we have the mission to bring in more junglers. Like they tried with Quillcode and any other stuff that happened. They want to bring back more junglers because they're bored of Lee Sin, Elise and Evelyn. They want to bring back more junglers. Let's see how they try to do it. And we're at the end of the first episode of Baron Bulletin. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're now newsed up, you're up to date, and you can talk with your friends about all these coming changes. And if you don't want to miss anything, if you don't want to miss any news, then just leave a subscribe there and come back next week to see again what happened this whole week. I'm out now, and just leave me a comment if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what do you think I can do better. I tried to visualize it a little bit so you can see and get a little bit of imagination of how these things look. Good luck and have fun on the Rift with all these news updates. See you next week. Bye.